If I could tell you 10 things that you will ditch by the time you're 57, would you want to know what those things are? Because they will make your life easier, more peaceful, more stable, and more enjoyable. So come with me. Let's go over these 10 things that have changed my life that I have let go of the second I no longer tolerate or will even allow into my life. And it took me 57 years to figure it out. So I'm hoping that you can take this knowledge and utilize it right now and save yourself a lot of headache, right? All right, so let's go. Welcome. I'm Janice. This is Letting Your Light Shine. If you're looking to uplift your life, go on an abundance journey and create joy and happiness and all the things, stick around. I've got all kinds of great content for you. All right, so the first thing that you will ditch and never regret is never ever needing anybody else's approval. Why on earth do you need anybody's approval to do anything in your life? I don't even care if you're married and your husband or your wife dictates to you what you can and cannot do. That is control. Let it go. You are not going to allow anybody any longer to control you. You are your own person. You have your own life. You have your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own feelings, your own intuition. Guard it and keep it as your own. What people think of you is none of your business. No, it's not. It's none of your business because you know what? You just don't care. All right. Um, Perfection. Stop trying to do everything so perfect. Oh my gosh. OCD me? Yes. I have tried for so many years, so many years to have everything in its place and get this done at this time. And my calendar starts out with this beautiful day. Not even 30 minutes into my day, that calendar has shifted 17 times because now something new has come up that's more priority. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Go with the flow. You do the best that you can with the knowledge you have at the time. No need to be a perfectionist. Life is just what it is. Just enjoy it, embrace it, and go with the flow. All right. This is a big one for a lot of people. Y'all know I ditched this one 4 years ago, over 4 years ago, and man, I can't believe it. I am just so happy. I'm so full of gratitude. It's not even funny. I will never stop saying how beautiful my life has changed since I dumped toxic relationships. And I don't want to talk about toxic relationships as in your significant other or your spouse. That is crucial. And that is one of the most talked about, toxic relationships. I'm married to somebody toxic. Okay, you are, but you don't have to be. You get to choose whether you're going to be around toxic people. I have cut out a toxic ex spouse, which a black cloud follows you wherever you go, right? People say. And that happened to me during the entire time I was with the ex. And it was incredible because the moment I dumped that toxic relationship, everything became brighter again. Like I mean, it was like everything was in grayscale, right? And since that time, for the past 4.5 years, almost 4.5 years, I'm like, wow, everything is so beautiful and so bright and just so airy. And I feel so light. It's incredible. So, toxic relationships are an absolute no, 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 no. And if that means family members, you don't have to disown anybody, but you can certainly choose who you allow into your space. And if you want them there, if they need to be there, just limit the conversation. I have to tell you a funny story because I had a family member who was very, very toxic, and it was my immediate family member, one of my immediate family members, and I was like, I remember every time this person walked into the room of the house where I was at, I literally physically had to remove myself and go to another room because I physically got ill when I was around that because it was just those emotions and everything. So, you might have to do something like that if, say, for example, you're at Christmas dinner and there's a toxic aunt or uncle or something there, and it just brings you down. Move away from that person because the energy field that we all carry can expand several inches and sometimes even several feet. It's what some people call the aura, but it's also your energy field. And you've gotten close to somebody and you're like, oh man, I don't know what it is, but this person doesn't feel good right now. I'm not liking this. I got to get out of here, all of that. So remove toxic people. All right. This is another one. And I struggled with this. The need to explain yourself. Oh my gosh, you do not need to do that. No, you do not need to explain yourself. If a friend calls you and says, hey, can you babysit my kids Friday night and watch my dogs so I can go on a date night? And your immediate instinct is, oh, of course, it's my friend. But then deep down, before you even answer, you're like, oh, hell no. I want to stay in my house in my pajamas, drinking a glass of wine on Friday night, watching a girl movie or a comedy movie or a drama movie, right? Do that and do not explain why you say no. So when your instinct, sorry, I got off track. When you want to say yes, but deep down inside say no, all you need to say is no. I'm sorry, I can't. You don't honestly. Let's take that back. You really don't even need to say I'm sorry, because when you say I'm sorry, you're actually owning up to something that you've done wrong, which you have not done anything wrong. I cannot on Friday. I have alternate plans. Done. Or you simply can say, "Ooh, that doesn't work with my schedule." That's it. That's it. That's it. They don't need to ask you why. And a lot of times they probably won't even ask you why. They won't, because I don't think they really care. All they're looking for is that answer of yes, because in the moment, that's what they want to hear. They want to hear yes. So they don't want to hear no. So they're not going to engage and want to know why. Some people may, but for the most part, I find that they don't. So um, don't ever explain yourself, especially when it comes to saying no. Nope, doesn't work with my schedule. Done. And then go on to another topic, right? Okay. The need to explain yourself. I just did comparison. I talked about this in my other video about the confidence thing. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself and say, and I know we're all guilty of it. We've done this, especially women going, oh my gosh, her hair is so curly. I wish I had curly hair. And then we get curly hair and we don't like curly hair. And then we straighten our hair and we say, oh, we want straight hair like this beautiful hair over here. And then we straighten our hair and go, ooh, I don't like that. Right? So don't compare yourself to anybody. You are you. Nobody else in this world is like you. You are just perfect the way you are. Do not ever compare yourself to anybody, because you are full of greatness. All right. Next one is the fear of starting over. Oh my gosh. I love this one. I love starting over. I love change. I think it's amazing. It is so, 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 so fun. A lot of people get stuck. I'm going to tell you a little bit real quick about fear of starting over. I'm not really starting over, but I kind of am starting over because um, my daughter and son-in-law and my two grandbabies, who I am so, 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 so very, very close to, they'll be 5 and 6 this year. They just relocated to Tennessee, and I just got goosebumps. I always get goosebumps when I know that things are cool. So I'm going to go stay with them. They've offered, their house is plenty big enough. So they've offered me to come and stay with them and for several months. And I'm going to do that. And while I'm gone, I'm going to rent out my house, because I live in a very popular retirement resort where people come from all over the country, and there are so many activities here, and people are renting their homes for very, very large amounts of money. And I'm sitting here going, okay, well, I could be a snowbird in Tennessee and somebody else can be a snowbird here, and I have no problem with that at all. And I'm super excited about it, because that's just residual income that really I don't, it's just it's just a win-win in my situation. And I get to go be with the grandbabies and watch them start their first day of school and all that. So if I was fearful of that, I would never do that. So I'll be back and forth. Flying is not expensive at all. So I'll do that. And I'm just super excited. Guilt for putting yourself first. Okay. A lot of people say, well, you're selfish. You put yourself first. You are selfish. And no, you're not. You're just saying yes to you and no to somebody else. So put yourself first and say yes. So if you want to do something, you say yes. If you don't, okay, no. But when you say no, you're saying yes to yourself. Okay, next one is, oh, the pressure to have everything figured out. Oh my God. I gave up on that years ago. Years ago. Back to even when I started my first YouTube video, I was like, oh my God, I can't start a YouTube video, or I mean a YouTube channel, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to do it. Who cares? So um, I did it for several years, and I talked about my story, which you guys all know. And then I took a little break from that because, quite honestly, I got really tired of talking about that because that was in a part of my life that is not even here anymore. So it's just old baggage that I've already taken to the trash. So I don't need to rehash or relive it. I'll make references to something, but very, very little. But I, you just don't have to have everything figured out. Just do what you do. Just you'll love it, right? Regrets about the past. The only thing I say about that is yes, we should not regret our past. However, there is something that's very crucial. I would, however, regret the fact that I chose to stay at home versus traveling the world. You guys have seen too that I travel everywhere. Hawaii is my place. I'm going back in October again. And I would never want to have something happen to me where I said, "Oh, gosh, I've wasted all these years and I saved all this money for retirement, but I've gone nowhere." I want to be able to travel anywhere and I don't want to regret that. So don't try not to put things up there that you're going to regret like that. You can regret some of the bad choices that you've made because I kind of regret marrying a narcissist, but it is what it is. I've grown from it, I've learned from it, and now I can share my story. So it's a win for everybody, right? And I'm at peace now, and that's all that matters. So regret about the past, and then don't put limits on what is still possible. I'm too old for this. I'm too, especially YouTubers, right? Starting channels. Well, I'm too old to start a YouTube channel. There's a gal that I watch, and she is a hoot. I'll have to put her page down here. I hope I can find it again. I think I subscribed to her, but she was like 75 years old, and she's like, "This is my first YouTube," and I'm like, she has thousands of subscribers, and I'm like, "You go, girl!" I love it. I love it. I love it. She is doing so well, and it's great. And I just, I love it. You are not too old to start anything, nothing at all. So just remember, you can do anything. Nothing is impossible. Um, so yeah, so age is a number. It is not a limitation. It is not a limitation. You know, here's the thing about a YouTube channel. And if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, if you've made it this far, let me tell you, just do it. Here's why. This is why every single person out there has knowledge. We've all been through trials, tribulations, suffering, situations, everything you can imagine we've all been through. So if we can all start to share our own stories to everybody, guess what? We're just a book of knowledge. We are just a, a, a book full of everything that maybe somebody else needs to hear, because now what we get to do is we've walked through the storm. Some of us ran through the storm. We walked through the storm. So now what we get to do is we're at a better place. We now get to look backwards and see who needs help, and we get to hold their hand and pull them through their storm because we know what it's like. We've walked in their shoes. And I'm going to end with this quote. This quote that I don't know if anybody came up with, but I've been saying it. If you don't walk a day in my shoes, go F yourself. I I don't care. If you don't have any clue what I've been through, you don't get to say anything about my situation. You don't get an opinion in my life anymore. That's just the way it is. So I hope that was very helpful. Just some things that I've learned over the years that, man, if I would have known this in my 30s, I might have made some different choices, but I didn't. And, life is just a learning curve for all of us, and we've got to learn and move on. So, all right. Love and light to all of you. I will be back soon.